Nice.
Did you purposely put that wire?
Hello, 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 and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to my home. We have a bunch of stuff going on today. It's I've sold a bunch of things, so I gotta start ripping my car apart this weekend. I have a show tonight, so I need to play that at the same time. And I don't really know how I'm gonna get all this done, but I have to somehow. Really quick, gotta take care of the dog. You're just gonna sit there? Finn, go pee. Let's go. Come on. Getting there. We're making progress. I still have a whole motor I gotta disassemble. A bunch of stuff like on the car still. I'm gonna be completely ripping the car apart. Initially, I was gonna just, like sell the chassis. Sorry, I'm sick, so it's kind of sounding like. I know. The garage is a mess again. I'm sorry. But we got a few things sold. Not that. Someone buy this, please. Look how gorgeous this is. All right, but the FRS panel is sold. The trunk is sold. The flares yesterday sold. Working on the side skirt deal with a bunch of other things. What else is there? There's just a bunch of stuff I can get rid of. It's suspension I'm trying to get rid of. So I'm gonna tear their flares off right now. Someone did pay for them. Shipping was already paid for, so I just need to tear these off so that way they can receive their goods in a timely manner. So let's get done. So I get a lot of questions about how do you properly cut your arches out. Well, what I do is, you can have some dirt line right here, so we'll follow that. So pretend the flare's sitting up against the car, right? You can just put a self-tapper in here before you even put these rib nuts in. You put the self-tapper in, and you're gonna put painter's tape right along this line on the outside of the flare, okay? Okay. So you're more than welcome to mount the flare completely up to the car because all of it will fit except for this little piece right here. There's a lip that you have to kind of cut, and the reason for that is so that way the tire doesn't hit this when you fit like an 18-inch tire, okay? So I've seen people mount it with 17s and not do that, so it is what it is. So just for reference, what I'm gonna do is, the flare's on the car, which is the dirt line, right? All I do is I just take tape, you can do whatever you want with it, cut it, so that way it's multiple pieces. This is really bad of a job. And you're just gonna follow the outline of that flare, okay? That's all you're gonna do, follow the outline. Right? So don't gotta be perfect, just has to follow the outline of the flare, really. Okay. Come on, stick. All right. So now we have the outline of the flare, okay? So the flare is gonna come down and all that stuff. So what I'm gonna do is, you can take 1-inch tape, or you can take a little bit thicker, it's up to you. I like to do 1 inch, this is a little, or close to 1 inch, this is a little thick, but I'll do for the demonstration. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take this, now you're gonna follow that line on the inside, okay? Like this. All right, that is as high as you should cut. You should not cut any higher than this. As you see, I followed that line really well. So I may have used this tape actually, I may have lied to you, so I don't know, but or maybe that's as far as it would go. I can't remember. Anyway, so you're gonna follow this tape line all the way down, okay? You're gonna do the same thing all the way, following the flare. You're gonna tape line it in, all the way to the front. The front's gonna be the same way. The front fender's gonna work the exact same way. Mount the fender on, do the tape line, and see I did a little thinner of a tape line here, and you're just gonna follow that tape line. But the reason why I do 2 separate tapes is one gives you the outer edge, so that way you know where the flare's gonna sit. So that way you know how much room you're gonna have to mount the screws. You need a little bit of material for, screw room. But if you look how big of a gap I got. I'm slammed. So this may be excessive to some, but when I'm turning and hit a bump, I don't have to worry about this hitting my tire, because that's what you're really worried about at the end of the day. When you're putting a flare in a car, it's not a direct replacement. You're just covering up the factory one. So you have to cut this. No matter what you do, you have to cut this. And then you can do things like I did. Let me see if I can get it better. So I cut mine out to give it like a really cool effect to it. I just boxed it in with, a little piece of metal right here. That's all. Just box it in, fold it in, and then just weld it, into place and clean it up. That's how I got that box effect. I cut this radius initially, okay? Then we pull it out, then we hammer it up so it meets this, and then, you know, hammer the inside so it's smooth, creates a nice arch. And then we tack welded it just in a few spots. And then I took an angle grinder, cut this all off, and then we welded it all the way around, and then we use this thing called panel bond. Doing that pretty much creates like you can punch it, you probably hit it with like a hammer and it may not move. Like it's that strong of a material. So that way, like when I bottom out, I'm like, boom, nothing happens. Like my paint's still perfect, my body's still perfect. It's just doing the weld and panel bond technique for cutting, you know, your wheel arches is probably one of my highly recommended things to do, period. And you can get the stuff online, like at eBay or whatever. It's not bad. All right, so we have the flares. So we grab the FRS diffuser. Oh, all right. All right. Beautiful FRS diffuser. If you haven't seen this, Camposites makes this. It's a really cool piece. As far as arrow, I'm not sure if it really does too much, but it's a really unique looking item, and I really think it's cool. This is the back side if you're interested in it. You know, it's just a single piece material. So what he does is, I love the way Camposites does things because that's what we do for our flares and stuff. He makes it out of a single sheet, so it's a single sheet, and then he does a single layer of carbon. He does this also for fiberglass parts, it's just a single sheet. Now what that does is, these are a little bit more rigid than fiberglass, but they have just enough flex where, let me see if I can show you guys. So these parts have just enough flex where they're gonna be like, you know what I mean, able to move and do things. A lot of carbon fiber parts that are really heavy, and this is not. This is like actually really light, but you can still feel it's like structural rigidity to it because it's like, it's still solid, but it's nice because like his side skirts and stuff like that, when you put them on your car and you bottom out or whatever, it doesn't hurt them really because like they have just enough flex. And it helps because, you know what I mean, say your car's slightly tweaked, some things with that flex helps because you won't even notice that there's a body gap because they flex just enough. So just like my flares, I'll show you. We also use a single sheet technique. It's hard to see, but it's just a single sheet all the way down. And then that, you know, it gives the flares enough flex. You can see that, where there's no cracking, no crinkling, nothing. You can even bow in, like there's just enough where you could tell that they're solid, but I bottom out all the time on these, and I have no issues. So when my tire smacks it, when I'm turning really hard or whatever, it's fine. There's no issues. It's not like, oh, hit my flare. And it's, especially with the carbon ones, I know a lot of people are worried that they're gonna like break them, but as I said, I bottom out all the time with my carbon flares and I do not have to worry about that. So thank you, Campos, for giving me the great idea to use single sheets. It has made a world of a difference. Just get higher quality material, that's really it. But that single sheet allows it not to crack. And that's the number one issue you see with a lot of fiberglass companies is they'll just like use the really nasty cloth stuff and it's just gonna break. It's cheaper to make, but it's gonna break. So we charge a little bit more for our products, of course, but you're getting that quality assurance behind it. Okay, so I'm not really gonna bore you a ton with like all the tearing of a part of my car videos and stuff like that, but I'm just gonna let you know I have a lot to fucking tear out. If there's anything small you want, let me know. I got the shifter bushings I gotta take out. I got my drop shifter plate. I gotta get parts off the top of this. Oh, look at all these parts I have. I gotta take all those down. And I'm selling a bunch of the stuff in them, so I gotta take all that down. I have an engine hoist. Who wants an engine hoist? I don't want it. Please come get it. Please today, tomorrow. I don't care. Be a drummer, they said. Yeah, that's great. Okay, yeah. I gotta take the cymbals and. Oh God. So we have the show. I actually just sold another $1,500 worth of stuff. It's like side skirts, lip, all sorts of things. Very excited. We're getting there. But yeah. So now I gotta play the show. I spent a bunch of money. I got a new double bass pedal. Super stoked, but it cost me $400. So I'm moving backwards a little bit. I'm supposed to go this way, but I'm going this way. Fuck. We're sound checking.